let me read you a tweet from Eric Conn, who is the CEO and founder of New Christendom and the host of the Hard Men podcast. He has described himself as an avid hunter as well. Just interesting. And he's put out this tweet that's received 4.8 million views on Twitter because people had some thoughts about it, listing, quote unquote, the acceptable occasions to wear yoga pants. Alone in your house with your husband, working out alone in your private gym while your husband watches you. The end. No public venues, not social media, period.
Wow. Well, one, I think even if I did have a husband or a private gym, it would still be really creepy for him to sit there and watch me work out. Like, it just sounds like a really, what are you guys doing in your home? Like, this is bizarre. This is why Christianity is dying. Like, if you had to summarize it in one tweet, like, they keep it like, why are the nones growing, which is the non-religious folks? And it's because people like this act freaking crazy in representing Christianity. Who wants anything to do with this? My biggest problem with Christians have always been that the people who think that being a Christian means you should force your way of doing things on the rest of society. You might very well and earnestly be a Christian and believe that you should dress modestly, believe that you want to be with somebody who dresses modestly. I know that matters to a lot of people. I think it's really bizarre, but whatever, that's your prerogative. But for you to take it a step forward and say, no women should be able to do this, it gives ISIS vibes, honestly. Like, no.
Are yoga pants even that immodest?
They're just, I actually find them to be, I feel more comfortable in yoga pants because they're very thick. Like, they're very, like, shaping, and, they are skin tight, I guess, but I don't find them to be super immodest. I feel more comfortable in them. But, yeah, I guess you could, you can see more definition in them than you could in, say, a pair of jeans or a dress. And again, if that's your religious view and you want to live your life that way, I say have at it. Not for me, not into it. I think it's bizarre how much many sectors of Christianity police women's bodies. Grew up in that. Can't stand it. Grew up in purity culture. Think it had massive implications for people my age in society that were hugely problematic. I know it gave a lot of women eating disorders. It made a lot of women feel like they deserved abuse or assault that they withstood because you're basically taught, like, if you're dressing immodestly, you're the cause of a man falling. When actually the Bible verse says, if the way a woman is dressed causes you to sin, pluck your eye out. But they don't ever emphasize that part. Like, you should pluck your eye out actually as the man, not try to police women's bodies. You're the pervert. You're the weirdo that can't control your urges. So
yeah, it's like they can't handle. They're too tempted if they see a woman in yoga pants out at the grocery store. Like, sir, maybe avert your eyes. I don't know. How do you go to a beach? Like,
it's
a lot more scandalous than yoga pants.
Instead of saying, maybe I'm a sexual pervert and I need to deal with it because I can't control my urges if I see a woman not fully dressed in a head-to-toe robe, like, that makes you a creep. Instead of recognizing and dealing with that, they rather force all women to cover up so that they can go enjoy the beach. No. If that's how you are, you need to remove yourself from society and go get a therapist. Like, it's not normal to be that turned on by somebody in yoga pants. Like, it's just, it's really not. And I have questions about what's going on in your marriage. If you're this, turned on by somebody in yoga pants, like, I feel like the sex is not going so good inside the bedroom because it shouldn't be like that. Unless you're like a 12-year-old boy that just hit puberty. Like, that should not be like something that is causing.
And what is she supposed to wear to the gym exactly? Like, you need to have form-fitting, flexible clothes that you can squat in and
sweat in and
yeah. She's not going to wear a dress to the squat rack. Like,
it's tough, and it's a double standard. I actually had this happen to me at a YMCA a few years ago. I got in a fight with the YMCA in my parents' hometown, which brought my parents a lot of embarrassment, but I was not backing down. I went in the YMCA to work out. I just felt like a day passed, and I was wearing yoga pants, like high-waisted ones, like up above my belly button, and I was wearing a sports bra. So like maybe this much stomach showing, right? And I'm working out on like a treadmill for, 30 minutes or so, and all of a sudden this male and female employee come and approach me, and they're like telling me to take out my headphones. I'm like, what? And they say, do you have a shirt you can put on? And I was like, excuse me? And they said, yeah, we have a policy where like you have to be wearing a shirt. And I'm like, I am wearing a shirt. It's called a sports bra. Like, what? And they basically were saying that I had to put on a shirt or I couldn't be there. And I was like, great, then you'll be giving me my money back. And they were astounded that I was like pushing back on this. I was like, then you'll be giving me a refund. There's men with shirts cut all the way down their sides with their whole chest hanging out, tons of skin, sweating all over the benches we want to use. Like, you don't have a problem with that, but I can't show 2 inches of my stomach. So I made them give me a refund. And as this was going on, my dad was actually there working out too. And he comes over and he's like, please just let me give you the money. Please just leave. Please just let me give you the money. I'm like, no, on principle, this YMCA will be giving me my money and I will be writing a better business review against them because this is sexist and ridiculous. And I have never been back there since.
So you were just in a bra.
I was in a sports bra, which is like,
how is that different from a bra? I'm asking from total
bra
ignorance.
would basically be like this top, just like spandex and cut off here. Like, it's not like you're in like a B cup Victoria's Secret bra. It's like high. It's usually doesn't have any cleavage. It goes down like this much beneath your boobs. So like, it's what you would work out in to be compressed and be able to sweat and like move and not like have your boobs flopping all over the place.
You're describing an outfit significantly less revealing than your average bikini.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like there was
you
nothing
could swim at the
revealing.
Y in the pool in a bikini.
Exactly.
I'm confused.
And again, the men, you know how men do their workout shirts? Like they cut them all the way down the sides so that their whole like side hanging out.
Yes.
That's fine.
But I do think there is a difference between a man being topless and a woman being topless.
But we're not talking about being topless.
Yes, I agree. But like...
Yes, I would not have shown up topless to the
So, for example, like a woman wearing one of those cutoff shirts where you could just see their whole chest through the side.
Yeah.
Might be a little inappropriate.
But again, like this was covering up all the private parts. And it's because the YMCA is a Christian organization. They apparently have
like barely though. Like barely.
I know. Well, I'd worked out at the YMCA for a decade in Nashville at multiple locations that never had an issue. So this was just Anderson, South Carolina, a bit more right wing.
So I'm going to tell you a funny story because we're talking about yoga pants. So my mom lives in a little town in Rhode Island. And there was an old man who wrote a letter to the editor for the tiny local newspaper complaining about women wearing yoga pants and it's improper. You know what? Pause. I'm going to find it. Okay. Hannah, I've found the letter to the editor and I'm going to read it to you. The absolute worst thing to ever happen in women fashion is the recent development of yoga pants as daily wear outside the yoga studio. Not since the miniskirt has there been something worn by so many women who should never have it on in the first place.
So he's not even just mad about yoga.
There's more.
He's just mad about women being fat and wearing stretchy pants.
From casual to formal, weddings, funerals, shopping, and even the workplace, yoga pants are everywhere on women of all ages, usually paired with a blousy top and a ponytail hairdo. What a disaster. Like on mature adult women, there is something bizarre and disturbing about the appearance they make in public. Maybe it's the unforgiving perspective they provide, inappropriate for general consumption, TMI, or the specter of someone coping poorly with their weight or advancing age that makes yoga pants so weird in public. They do nothing to compliment a woman over 20 years old. Do yourself a favor, grow up and stop wearing them in public. What's next? Wearing a Speedo to the supermarket? Imagine if men did that. Yuck. To all yoga pants wearers, I struggle with my own physicality as I age. I don't want to struggle with yours. Thanks, Alan.
That was truly gold, except for the pedo part about how he only wants to see women under 20 in them. Like,
well,
so many...
So this went viral. This went viral across the whole internet, this tiny little letter to the editor in my mom's town. And they had a protest parade. They organized a parade of women in yoga pants to walk up and down his house, his street.
How did they know where his house is?
I don't know. But, I mean, it's a small town and his full name is listed. First and last name is listed on the letter.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I mean, there's so many tells in that letter. One, that you hate your own body and therefore cannot stand how anybody else could be comfortable in their own. Two, that you only think women under 20 should be in stretchy pants and are appealing. I mean, there's just a lot of problems going on here. And three, like he is so bothered by anybody who's not his ideal type wearing yoga pants because it's so ugly to him, or because, like I said earlier, I think it makes him unhappy when people can be comfortable in their bodies and he can't. I mean, this is just... get help. But I'm telling you, letters to the editor section are filled with absolute cracked people. There's some
They really are,
entertainment.
especially now that newspapers have lost so much popularity that only like tiny amounts of people still read them and comment on them and stuff. So
Yeah.
the letters to the editor have gotten even more crazy.